If you want to become more confident, you should watch this video. So where should we start? Visualize your high self and show up as her. What that means is really literally being so detailed and having a vision for yourself, knowing what you want to get out of yourself. So what that means is you should really start thinking about how would the person I want to become act? What would she wear? What would she do? What would she eat? How would she behave? Who would she surround herself with? What books would she read? What routine would she have? What job does she works in? And so on and so on. So if you're thinking about it, you should really be detailed about, okay, this vision of myself I want to become. In order to become it, I need to take all of these small steps to achieve the bigger picture. And it's not about being superficial and saying, yeah, of course, I want to be successful, I want to be pretty, I want to be magnetic and charismatic. No, it's really about thinking about what makes you happy in life, what you want to achieve, and what you want to get out of life. So, what do I mean in particular when I say this? You should really think about what you love in life, what's important to you, who you surround yourself with, what are your goals in life. Of course, it's important how you feel. And if you feel good inside yourself, if you want to become that person, if you're willing and capable of taking all of these small steps and challenges, don't overthink it too much. Don't put too much effort into Googling all of these different people and looking up all of these different Pinterest, flowing from the inside out. You will radiate that energy automatically. You will just naturally come off. It's really most important in life that you know who you are in the inside, that you know what's important to you, that you know all your flaws and strengths at the same time. And if you know that, if you have built this confidence, if you know who you are and own yourself, if you're confident about what you bring to the table and what you want to achieve in life, no one can stop you. It's just that simple. So visualize your high self the outside, because appearance is just something that will change over time. And of course, it's really important to feel nice and comfortable in your body, because your body, as I believe, is your temple, and everything that's internal will show up external. But as I said, if you're glowing from the inside, you're glowing from the outside. No one can stop you, and you will always attract the right people. There's no way that you can pass anyone or anything that's meant for you. So I would really start working on this first, and then step by step, building it from the inside out rather than from the outside in. Prioritize your peace. When I say this, I mean it. Like, literally, this is the most important out of everything here. So if you can take one thing out of this video, remember, prioritize your peace. What does this mean? To me, it means no drama, no games, no fake friends, fake whatsoever relationships, and just being true to yourself, honoring yourself, respecting yourself, having boundaries, knowing what you deserve, and stepping into your power. So when you prioritize your peace, when you cut off all of these negative people in your life, or even worse, family members that don't do anything good for you. When I talk about this, it's really important that you don't get me wrong. Of course, there will be times with friends, with family members, in relationships where we go through a lot of stuff together, or where we have a lot of different things we have to work on. But in order to become the best and most confident self, you need to cut off all of this bad stuff. What do I mean with bad, negative stuff? I mean people that are just energy suckers, people that just take from you, people that don't give you anything back, just take, and even worse, make you feel not enough, make you feel unseen and unheard, and don't respect you or your boundaries. So if you want to become more confident, you should really cut off all of this negative stuff, even if you're so hurting. And I know it sounds really harsh, even if it's a family member that you can't stand around, that the energy is just draining you so much and they're trying to pull you in all of that drama, you really need to consider cutting them off or going silent for some time, just distancing yourself, because there's no way that you can live a happy and successful life when you are always surrounded by negative people. I mean, What do you think who you become if you're surrounding yourself with people that are just jealous, or I don't even want to talk about it because it's not worth the energy. Just cut them off, let them go. If someone, a friend, family member, relationship partner, loves you, appreciates you, it wants to see you, wants to give you the feeling of being loved, they will give it to you. If they can't be a good friend or a good partner, just leave the situation, because otherwise you will sink with that ship, because people are projecting their emotions onto you and not lowering your standards just because you love or like someone. And I know it can be so hard, and I've been through it so many times, and I still love some people who I don't have any contact with, especially family members. But there's a difference between loving someone or having them in your life. And I know a lot of people will say this is just crazy what you're saying, but it's really like you can love someone or know what you've had, and at the same time don't want to have them in your life, don't want to interact with them, because it's more healthy for you if you're staying in your own energy field, and if you're clear-minded and just go with the flow and don't attach too much. You should really practice a lot every day, every hour, every second in your life. Treat yourself like someone you love. And if you think about it, it makes really sense, because you are the only person that you will spend your entire life with. So I know, be nice, be kind to everyone, pay attention to your relationships, invest in your relationships, be a good person for yourself and for others, but at the same time, be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself. Don't cross your boundaries yourself. If you feel like this person or this situation is not suiting me, it's not bringing the best out of me, you should really just leave it, because you are respecting and loving yourself. You know what you deserve, you know what you want out of life, and there is a really fine line between being disciplined and at the same time being gentle on yourself. Discipline is just a form of self-love, because you're choosing something that works for you, something that is good for you in the long run, rather than short-term fun or short-term pleasure. And it can be really hard, I know. Sometimes we think, okay, I want this so bad, I want this so bad, I need to do it now, I need to get it now, and you're building all this pressure on yourself and you want to achieve that. But by doing this, or by not respecting your own discipline, you will lose yourself, because if you're doing this too much, you're always crossing your own lines, you're always blurring them, you are not mindful anymore at some point. So what we do in the small things, we do in the big things. No one cares. Like literally, no one cares. No one cares what you do, what you've done, who you are, who you're not. Of course, there are people, hopefully loved ones, hopefully, that are interested in you, that care about you, and they will, of course, think about maybe things you're doing. But to be honest, think about it, step back. When you go to bed, when you are closing your eyes, do you think about anything someone around you, or someone, a stranger, did that day? Do you ever think about something like this? To be honest, I do not. We are all so self-absorbed, and it's just how we condition. So you're doing this all for yourself. This is really my point. You're doing it for yourself. You need to do it for yourself, not for anyone, but for yourself. Because if you want to gain more confidence and radiate more energy, you just need to be in your own energy. You just need to know who you are. And it's not for anyone besides yourself. You have that vision in your mind. You always want to follow that, but you felt so ashamed by not feeling like you're ready, not feeling like you're enough, thinking someone else is better, blah, blah, blah. All of these noises coming from your ego. There's literally no point in this. There's no good thing you can take out of it. It's just your mind that is playing games and tricks with you, but it's not the reality. No one cares. So just do yourself. Just do what you love. Just follow your passion. Just be who you are. because no one cares. And what's most important, at the end of our lives, we don't think about what we had, how we looked, what other people thought of us. But what I think I would think about if I would die one day is, how did I make people feel? How much did I love people? How did I love myself? If I lived the life that I want to live, if I followed my dreams and passions, if I tried, you can achieve everything you want in life if you believe in yourself, if you have the right, good, pure intentions. Most of the time, if we feel afraid, we just confuse it with excitement, because excitement can feel like anxiety too sometimes, but we just need to step over it. So even if you learn from it because you couldn't reach something or it turned out different than you wanted, you tried, you showed up, you signaled the universe that you're doing it for you, that you're trying, that you are persistent, that you are determined to get that, determined to evolve, and this is the most important. So how you act up on your feelings and how you perceive them and how you perceive your own thoughts and feelings, so you can turn everything negative into something positive, into something uplifting. You can turn everything seemingly negative into something bigger, positive, more uplifting, because it's all in your head, and what you're telling yourself is the most important in your whole life. So how you perceive yourself, how you perceive different circumstances, different life phases is the most important, because life is nothing but you perceive life how you are, not how life really is. Don't compare yourself. Just say it with me. Don't compare yourself. It's really not bringing you anywhere. It's not even good for your self-esteem, for your confidence, or for your mindset. I know it is tempting. I know, especially as a young woman, it can happen so quick and it's so naturally, because we're conditioned to say, oh, she's more pretty, she's more intelligent, oh, she's having a better life, blah, 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 blah. All these things, which are not even true, because even if you see all of these things on whatever social media, on a campaign or whatever, it's not true. It is just how you perceive them, but it's not the reality. And if you would look in the mirror and decide, okay, you know what? I will live in this body, in this temple, I call it. My whole life, I want to treat it really nice. I want to be good inside myself. Then you really shift your thinking from, okay, someone is better or more blah, 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 into, okay, I see this as inspiration. Oh, this is nice. I think I could try this too. Instead of comparing yourself, think about, what can I take from this? What is the thing I want to strive for? We are thinking about 50,000 thoughts a day, and only 10,000 thoughts are positive. So imagine 80% of your thoughts are not positive. They are just, mostly, I would claim them negative, or wanting to bring you closer to your goal. And of course, if you want to get closer to your goal, you need to ask yourself a lot of questions, be calculating on some things, thinking about them, be more rational. And more rational most of the times being more grounded, or maybe even, thinking about the consequences more than the positive effects. So I would put it that way. So of course, if we think about it, it makes sense. We compare ourselves because we always want to become better. We always think we need to become better. But what if we step back just for a moment and think about all the things we already are? There's so much to be grateful for, so much to be proud of, so much to cherish inside of yourself. Every person has their own uniqueness, has their own beautifulness, has their own unique, beautiful soul. Even on the days you don't feel good, you're still doing so well. You're just so good, and you are trying, and keep pushing. And do me a favor, if you're watching this, know who you are, own who you are, and never apologize for who you are. and what you want out of life and how you treat people. Because if you have pure intention, if you have a pure heart, you will always attract the right people. You will always be in the right position.